Welcome back to Saga of Three Kings, session number 22, entitled Paths to Be Walked. Last session, we ended with the group making their way out of the mysterious laboratory and then back up and around to the entrance of the mysterious laboratory. Off scene, what has happened is Benson, at the request of Shambles, has taken Shambles' essence, his core in his frame, removed it out of the scarecrow, and placed it inside of a undaunted envoy's frame. He is now mechanical instead of magical, and not as squishy, but a bit more metally. They then leave the mysterious laboratory and continue their descent down the mountain with the assistance of Benson and Gondar. Once they make it to the base of the mountain, Gondar and Benson elect to leave. I'm going to presume that for just narrative purposes, Leon guides them through the pathway and says he will rejoin with you if you go a different path. But he's going to quickly move them through the path so they can get to where they need to go. Benson is keen on exploring more about the papers and notes that he's received on the King of Fire inside of the mysterious laboratory. And Gondar is intent on securing a more strong point around Mudis so that he doesn't have a fear of them being or it being attacked by white dragons and cultists. The presumption is the town's already been sacked since you've been away. You don't know the better or the worse of it, but yeah, you are at the base of the mountain, the Ice Thing Mountains, and you have basically any path that you would like to elect to consider. What would you like to do?
Are you guys interested in Dark Flame, or are you more interested in Galita Wood?
What's the benefit of Dark Flame?
Excitement.
Nobody knows.
Excitement.
Dark Flame's technically closer. Galita Wood would be more Grok's forte.
And that's where
Or-
we
Yeah,
there was
there's
a
also
forest
the-
fire.
Yeah, we had seen black smoke plummeting from the forest as we traveled here. We could also travel to Venero and see if they have actually made it into Mudis, or if they're still held up down there preparing their attack.
Well, if we travel into the forest to check out the fire, aren't we going to be close to Venero after that?
No, it's the complete opposite direction. Venero is
It's the
very south.
complete
Galita's
opposite.
north.
Oh shoot. Okay.
So the points of interest that you have currently, just to narratively make it quicker for you, decision-wise, you have the Dark Flame orcs and the weird smoke in the mountain north of them. You have the Gelida Wood, where the Goblin camp is presumed to have been destroyed by something that uses flame. You have the what's the name of it? Venero Shrine, which is where you sent Red Ball and the the champions of Mudis to go and inspect. The Bronze Shrine is also another location of interest, but less interesting. And then you have the Redoubt, which you kind of elected to do instead of Red Ball, but then didn't because you did other things. So the Redoubt was technically never targeted by either you or the champions, and that, to your knowledge, is a pretty prime source of the cultists slash bandits slash conglomerate.
Okay. So given all that, I would definitely be interested in Dark Flame on the way to the Galita Wood. And if you think we have the strength to take the Redoubt, we could do that first. But we seem to be a little short-handed right now, so that might not be the best thing to do.
Worst
Alright,
case,
We might.
We could at least scout it just to see if they've moved there
Okay.
or have moved on from it.
Okay, that's a good idea. So we're going to work our way north and then east.
sounds good. Okay, so you're going to be moving 1, 2, 3 pips to get to Redoubt territory, and then 1, 2, 3 pips to get to the pass, and then 1, 2, 3 pips to get to Dark Flame. So this will be a total of, presumably, because nobody has any crazy speed things for harsh terrain or any cool survival stuff. So it's going to be
Sure. Where did we
Well-
lose our horses? Was it back at the shrine
yeah,
when we teleported? Okay.
yeah. So that's where they are still, you presume. But
So Grok's Wanderer feature wouldn't help them traverse more quickly, or not
feed
really?
it'll keep them fed. It will not
Okay.
keep them
All right.
traveling any faster. So for the first 3 pit block, go ahead and roll me 3d20
I got it.
for the random encounter stuff, and I will be switching gears from you to Joe Orvik. Joe, I am going to be setting up a map here in a second. Bear with me here. All right. So, as you've stated, you are moving out to where you've heard these individuals are, based on what the farmers have said. And you have heard that there are supposed to be other forces around this area. Specifically, the Champions of Buddhist, who are heroes you've heard about just in passing. One of them is a Beholderkin. One of them is a really cool guy. There's also the leader of the Honor Bound, which is a mercenary faction in the town. And you're hopeful that maybe you might find them and team up with them. Or, worst case scenario, is fight as many of them back as you can yourself. It's not the first time you stood alone. You do see up ahead from where you're at that there appears to be a small camp set up in kind of a rocky outcropping on an old, kind of broken up road. And from this distance, it doesn't seem that they've noticed you, but it looks like there are about 5 individuals in cloaks, kind of sitting around a fire pit. And I'd like for you to make a perception roll.
Everyone?
No, just Joe.
Oh, just Joe. Sorry.
An 8.
Okay, so yeah, just the 5 guys there around the fire pit. So yeah, how would you like to proceed? Again, you don't know if they're hostile or not. They just appear to be a group of 5 individuals kind of sitting around a fire pit.
I'll approach. Not trying to be stealthy or anything.
Okay. All right. You would note that as you start to approach, they start to look over in your direction, and you see that they reach into their cloaks. Very simple thing to detect. It does look like they are brandishing blades of some sort, and they look a little bit focused on you. You see one of them give some sort of strange gesture, but it doesn't seem like he's giving the gesture to anyone in particular. And it's not a gesture you recognize.
Stay your blades. I wouldn't recommend that.
Who the hell are you? Are you... And he kind of gestures to his neck, and he's wearing a crimson scarf around his neck, which kind of billows in the wind, and he points at it.
What's the scarf?
You don't know.
Red scarf.
Yeah, just a red scarf.
I know.
All of them are wearing one, either tucked inside of the hoods of their cloaks, or one guy has it kind of wrapped around the neck of the cloak hood.
Just passing through.
Yeah, well, where are you headed then?
North to the smoke mountain.
Don't know what you're talking about. Head on along then. Give me another perception check. For a different matter.
I got a big roll. I got a
Natural 20. Alright. Well, this time around, you're going to see what you didn't see before, and you're going to see something that's going to change your mind probably about leaving. You notice that the individuals wearing these red scarves appear to have kind of amulets tucked underneath their cloaks and their scarves, just kind of barely hanging out. And as the guy kind of points out like that and tells you to go away, it kind of slips out of the folds of the cloth, and you can see it. A small gold medallion with the draconic rune letter A. The other thing you didn't see is that up on a high rock outcropping behind their campfire are 2 individuals with crossbows trained on you. And I'll let you ponder what you're going to do with that for a second. What did you get on the first roll for your encounters?
7.
Okay. So it's just going to be as I've stated it. Nothing extra fun and special for me, unfortunately.
Good job, Grok.
I would like for Raya, Grok, Shambles to make perception checks.
24. Wow, 28 from Jeremy.
We all did
Nice.
great. All 3 of us.
You managed to
You
find
nailed
Shut up,
everything.
Shambles.
You managed to find an old road, which you think will help you move more quickly around, especially around the mountain area. And Jeremy, as you're kind of moving on this road, making sure to keep a good eye around the area, because walking on any road means you're a target, but you do move a bit faster in that way. You see up ahead there appears to be some sort of altercation. This would be about 100 or about 300 feet from your current location. There's a couple of rocky outcroppings. You can see 2 individuals up on a rock, crimson scarfs billowing in wind, 5 individuals near a fire pit, and what appears to be, from a distance, Joe Orbic, describe what your character would look like.
From a distance, I am a tiny armored dwarf.
Pretty much solid black armor too, right? Just
A blob in the distance.
yeah. It's a solid blob. Just
Hammer and a shit.
yep.
I would say scarves to everyone else.
All right, let me get
And it's
the board out here for you, Joe.
draw some weapons.
They're a couple hundred feet above us.
300 feet out.
300 feet. When I get the map out, you'll
Away.
You'll see what I'm talking about. Bear with me here.
Grok, what's the fastest thing you can be?
What's the best thing I can be? For what purpose?
Fastest thing you can be.
Probably a horse.
I could be. Can I be? I think I'd be a riding horse, right? Hold on.
Zach, what are you up to now? Like 50 feet?
55.
Jesus. So fast.
I can dash twice in a move.
I mean, I'm a riding horse. I could do riding horse at 60 feet. Movement.
Double dash is triple speed, right? Just speed times 3.
Yes.
That's
That
weird.
would
Do a
put you
war
60
horse.
feet ahead of me.
Oh shit. Let's do a war
I
horse.
spent a bunch of time making Joe's token perfect, and it didn't save.
That
Oh.
sucks.
So,
Sorry, bud.
all right, I think I've got it, which is why I went silent for a second, correcting my matters. So, Joe, you should be able to see the map, and then I'm going to drag and drop. Not that one.
Zach's at 165 feet per turn. I've got 105.
I'm a quick robot.
Clunk, 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 clunk.
It's gonna be incredible. That door's gonna shit his pants.
I can
Okay,
get you like wheel legs. You can be Gizmo Duck.
so
How do we keep going back to Gizmo Duck? Sorry to interrupt the stream.
fair.
Why would you not?
Fair.
Blather's guy.
It comes up a lot, I feel.
I agree.
I'm fond of
But I'm
it.
glad-
I really am.
I'm glad that you addressed it because I had a similar concern in my brain. But real quick note, so directionally it does look like it's from west to east, but it's actually south from where you guys are on the left side to north on the right side of the screen. Joe, your position kind of walking up to them, kind of looking at them, and then behind the rocks that they were kind of near, not the big rock behind them, you can see the 2 guys kind of up on their high, kind of 10, 15 foot high rocks there. Can you see them kind of partially, right? On the
Yeah.
bottom? Okay, cool. So then I'm going to drop out an initiative table. I'm going to clear this board. I'm moving all the turns there. And then I would like for you all to roll the initiatives for me, please.
Initiative. Initiative. Oh boy.
I don't know why it's not letting me shift. Oh my gosh. Oh, because I'm an idiot. No, I was right the first time. very strange and annoying. All right. We got everybody up.
Yep.
And for some reason, they are not rolling out. I'm gonna throw my computer, I think. All right. There we go.
They're in the open though. I'm just doing that on purpose.
One of them might have flipped out on the opening. Oh no, they both did. This is great.
Yay.
Having
I
fun.
love that.
So interesting. I did not want that. Always whisper rolls. Hold on a second.
Okay.
We have not gotten a rest, right? So we're... Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you would have had a rest. Sorry, is what I meant.
Oh, so are we back at full resources?
Yeah, you should be at full resource. Okay.
Okay.
The cultist will, seeing the dwarf. You said you were drawing your hammer, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. The cultist will, seeing that this is going to be a situation, he is going to. Draw his weapon, and you see him kind of slide his hand across the blade of it, and blood starts dripping down the steel, and you can see it kind of like darken quicker than blood normally would, and kind of hold kind of like a strange coating on the edge of the blade, and then he kind of like grasps it tightly, his hand, and you can see the blood kind of stop, like flowing out of his hand. That's him. Then it'll go to Raya. You are 300 feet out, which is definitely within longbow range, by the way.
Double dash move.
Okay. So you are
120 or 115 feet forward.
Yeah. All right. Grok.
105.
Is the goal to get there as quickly as possible?
Raya just starts sprinting in that direction.
Weapon drawn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna also double dash. I can't get there nearly as quickly. So that's I can get 90 feet, I guess. That's three times your speed.
That's really strange. But yeah, I guess we're gonna be rolling in the open today until I figure that out. But yeah, you're moving double your speed, so what, 60?
Oh, so double dash is it double your speed? It's
You
not. It's not.
Can't
don't have that
double
option.
dash.
Yeah,
Zach
I'm
and
not-
I can do
I'm
it
not
as a
rogue.
bonus
Okay,
action for us.
super. Yes, so I'm going 60.
All right, huffing it. Good job. Slow and steady wins the race.
Oh.
The bandits will rush forward towards the.
Oh, they're going after the dwarf?
They don't know you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're way behind.
Idiot.
Perfect.
All right. That guy's dashing to get there. So's that guy. This guy kind of moves in between and draws a hand crossbow. And let's see if these ones roll out in the open too. Probably, knowing my luck. So crossbow,
Yep.
misses. The one guy who actually got in range to attack with his melee weapon attacks and I think hits for 4 points of slashing damage. And that's all my bandits. Shambles.
Yeah, I'll be double dashing. That'll put me 165 feet.
Okay, so I'm assuming at your speed and also your meticular form, you're kind of putting up a little bit of a cloud of dust. So as they're kind of coming, coming at
I'm
you,
noticeable.
I'm
the Snowpiercer.
as they're coming at you, Beldrug, you can see down the road a bit, it looks like there are individuals, one that looks particularly fast, kind of just darting in your direction. You don't see any symbol or signs that
It
they're.
is Looney Tunes down the mountain.
You don't see any signs that they're similar to these guys. You don't know if they're with them or not. You're definitely outnumbered, even just to start, and you might be more outnumbered if those are reinforcements, or you might be outnumbering them if those are reinforcements for you. Beldrug, it is your up. These 3 bandits, they all kind of look the same. Red scarves, stupid faces. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna swing at the one in the middle.
Okay. 12 hits.
We did it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Do I have the 1d4 mark?
Yep.
8 damage.
You hit him pretty heartily, but he does kind of catch the weapon and it kind of just clips him in the shoulder. He looks like it might have broke a bit there, but he does look like he's still standing up. You have an extra attack with. Yep. That's going to miss. So he kind of like hits and then kind of spins aside as the second blow comes towards the same spot. Alright. The cultist will move up, but as he's doing so, he kind of stops and looks over his shoulder and then kind of turns his attention back down the road and looks over at the guy with the crossbow and points that direction and says something in Draconic. Do you speak Draconic, Joe? Okay. So, look, that guy, look at that. And you're like, okay. And he just kind of points down the road. It definitely sounds like a worried voice, a death metal-y kind of like growly, worried voice. Alright, Raya, you're up.
Double dash.
Alright, so you're now 210 feet, so 90 feet from the board.
Yep.
Alright. Grok, double dash.
Well, I can't double dash, but I'm just yeah, whatever I could do.
Singular
It's
dash.
another 60 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, another 60 feet.
Oh yeah, 120. You're getting there. Alright, the bandits will turn their attention in and continue fighting with the dwarf. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. And then 3 crossbow shots. Actually, sorry. 3 crossbow shots are going towards shambles. These will be at long range, so they have disadvantage. Alright.
All of them.
Kind of, they fired like where you are, but you're still moving.
Instead of where I was going.
Ding, ding, ding. So they kind of like land behind you. Alright, shambles. Go.
I'm trucking, man.
Gadget.
That'll bring me to 310 feet
So you should be 10 feet
from where we started.
You should be 10 feet on the board, so you can move 2 squares in.
Is that a guy to my right?
He's up on a ledge, yeah.
Oh,
He's one of the
sure,
cross.
yeah.
He's
That's
one
my,
of the
that's my
cross.
turn, though.
Okay.
You know what? I want him to try to shoot.
Okay. So you see the strange artifice kind of rush up onto the scene. It looks like it is a strange center chassis with like a weird kind of glass disc in its chest. Its head's kind of looks like it's on like a weird wobbly bit of springy metal. Narrow arms, pretty massive forearms though, with weird kind of tools kind of set inside of the wrists. Legs are pretty spindly as well, but they apparently are very capable of booking it. This appears to be some sort of construct.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
real quick. You should be 30 feet into the map if you want.
Oh, okay.
Max speed 165.
Yeah. Do you want to be on the map anywhere else, or
Yeah, I'll
you got another 20 feet?
I'll take a little more. Take a little more presence.
Cool.
Just
Ha-ha.
scream.
But yeah, it's definitely very strange looking. The one thing that you immediately recognize, though, for you, is there's a dwarven mark on its forehead. The dwarven mark appears to denote it as an undaunted or a constructed servant. But yeah, it seems to be cognizant, which is another strange factor. Sorry for all that talking, but
Are there like Looney Tunes stop marks in the ground now too, and he's half
yeah,
buried in the ground?
and the dust is all flying through. Yeah, he just
I did the Akira slide.
You gotta climb out of a hole in the start of your next turn.
yeah. It's only an extra 5 feet. Who cares? I can move 55 around. But The bandits. It's your up, Joe. But yeah, bandit time.
Swing at the wounded.
Okay. It's gonna miss. Bad rolls, and then second will hit. I think your minimum hit. Yep. So swing. He kind of spins back around, and you're expecting it, and then bring the hammer right into his jaw. He spirals a bit more and falls to the ground. Shambles. Seeing a bit more of the dwarf, you are recognizing that he is fighting Crimson Scarf, so he can't be all that bad.
Save that for later.
The cultist sees you, steps in towards you, and will attack you with his scimitar. 20 hit?
20's gonna hit.
Okay. So it does 7 points of slashing damage, and it also does 10 points of necrotic damage as the black bile on the blade, the weird dried blood, kind of hits and then becomes like alive and springs into your wound. Alright. Ryan.
I'm gonna move, dash, stop 20 feet off map, and then bonus action hide.
Okay. Yeah, imagine there's rocks near the side of the road.
Yeah, I imagine there's something out here, but yeah, I'm 20 feet off the map.
Yep, you can go ahead and have advantage on the hide, the stealth roll.
Yep.
Yep.
29.
You thought you saw 3 people heading this way, Joe? Now you're pretty sure it's only 2. Alright, speaking of that other one, though.
Stop.
Wait.
Give me a break.
You're
So
still
Grok-
just a turtle? I thought you turned into a horse for this.
No, I didn't. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to continue. I'm only gonna take 30 feet of movement, but I'm gonna cast conjure animal,
Okay.
and I would like to conjure a griffin.
Okay. Pro tip.
Yeah,
Don't move.
please.
Conjure griffin. Use half your move to mount the griffin, and then fly the griffin in.
Fuck yeah, we're doing that.
Right.
Why didn't you start with that? That's way cooler.
Okay, I'm slow. Okay, I'm still learning how to grok.
Watching a turtle run down a road.
It's like I'm gonna show these guys. They think they're past me,
All right.
and so the griffin has an 80 fly speed.
No, I know.
Much better.
All right. My roll 20 is being goofy right now.
Can the griffin dash?
The griffin can,
I'm not sure.
but I believe if you read Conjure Animals, it rolls initiative and acts on that initiative, not on Grok's initiative.
Okay.
So if you would, you should have control of the character sheet I just made up for the griffin.
Yeah, baby.
If you'd kindly select the griffin token and then click on the initiative for the griffin.
So move,
Got it.
conjure griffin, mount,
No.
or not half move.
Action Conjure Griffin, mount Griffin. No point moving.
Got it. Yeah. Well, to get the extra 15 feet of space.
That's no big deal. The thing moves like a rocket.
You say 60 or 80?
80.
80.
All right. Cool. You see a massive griffin appear off on the road, and a turtle mount it, and they'll be flying
Yeah.
this way soon.
Woo!
All right. Grok is done. It'll go to the bandit. Some attacks your way. Probably. So 4 more damage. 19 misses. And 12 misses. So 4 more for you. And, oh, sorry. Skip the last one. It didn't even get... That guy's dead, so you can't attack. The 3 on the rocks are all going to fire in at Shambles. Crossbow shot number 1. Number 2. Number 3. All missing, right? Bouncing off. Hitting to the ground near it. Alright. Shambles.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wail on the guy that stabbed me.
Makes sense.
15 to hit?
I believe... I'm sorry, I'm refreshing. I believe he has a...
Take your time.
16 armor class?
19 on the second one?
Well, that'll hit for sure. Go ahead and roll damage for that, and hopefully by the time you're done,
It'll be 9 piercing. I'm gonna give him 1 unarmed attack for now.
don't worry about it. 9 damage will kill him.
Okay.
Um,
Wow.
Yeah. It's a
Feel bad.
if you want to move for that first attack that might have sorry, he's only got a 15 AC. So the first attack would have hit, and that would have been the 9 damage. If you want to move and use the 19 on someone else, I'll allow that. If you want to go for a bandit instead.
Yeah, let's go for this guy. I'm just gonna sidle around behind him.
Okay.
And
give me damage on that.
8 piercing.
That's which guy there?
Topmost.
Got it. He is also pretty well wounded. Okay, but he's still standing. All right, and then Beldra, are you casting Shield of Faith? I saw you click it, or are you just reading it?
I meant to just read it.
Okay.
What is it? I'll swing into Moto, the northernmost guy. That's a smitey.
You don't. Again, my stuff is being really difficult right now. What did you get on the attack roll? There it goes. Finally.
22.
Yeah, and then you want to smite as well. So go ahead and click on the divine smite in your attack characteristic, the non-undead one.
And then there's the extra martial damage.
Yep.
And the damage, so
All right.
13.
You see him raise the hammer. It kind of glows with kind of a shine to it, and then when he drops it, it kind of hits like metal on metal, but it's hitting flesh. You hear a nice loud ting as it smashes this guy's head and throws him down to the ground. His face kind of just a mess of gore as he slams onto the stone. Second attack.
Nice.
South guy. 10.
Spins around, kind of sweeps it, and this guy's like seeing bright hammers. Ducks away into the bush a little bit. All right, the griffin will, mounted by the turtle, fly out 160 plus the 120 would put you 20 off board, right? But
I guess so.
if we add the 15,
No, he should be 80 off the map right now with his speed from where he was.
so he moved
30, and then or
No.
he moved 60, then 60,
and then 15.
then summoned. Are you putting the 15
Yeah, I
in?
put it on there. Forget it. It's fine.
Yeah, and then he's 65 feet off the map.
And then the griffin is double moving 80, so 160.
Yeah, it still puts him 65 off the map.
Okay. Cool.
And where would I find the griffin so I could click on so I could attack with it?
It should be. Oh, I see why I didn't do it. It should be right at the very top of the journal there.
Awesome, thank you.
All right. The cultist is. You hear a nice little gurgle, and he died. Raya.
I'm gonna move up behind this guy on the rock and use my spideriness to get footing on the rock and stab him in the back.
Okay.
Am I still hidden from him,
Yeah.
or do I?
He's looking inwards towards Shambles. So. Yep.
27 to hit.
Sneak attack. Pop up, grab him by the shoulder, pull him back, put it in the crimson scarf, and drag it until the scarf starts bleeding out, like the red just becoming darker and a mess.
Bonus action hide.
Okay, you kind of slip down with the body, kind of sitting him down. Go ahead and make it stealth.
20.
And he's just like.
A blood mist floats away from the rock. Everything disappears.
All right, Grok, you are on the mount.
I want to ready an action to attack when the griffin attacks.
Well, I was going to say you can use your action to give it the dash action.
Oh.
Yeah, you can spur it. So great. So on its turn, it will be able to, if it wants to, take the dash action and fly 3 times its speed, or you can fly 2 times its speed and do something with it as its action.
Oh, okay. So let's do that.
A
Fly 2
single move
times.
action from your griffin currently puts it right where it's standing on the map.
Yeah.
A single move.
This guy's
Yeah.
going to jump down from the rocks, and he's going to run directly down on the map. Like, he's just going to go, and he's going to dash and bonus action dash. He is just going to run 90 feet, so he's going to be going a total of 70 feet off the map. He's going to leave. The guy who's engaged with Shambles is going to try and fight Shambles, because that's so smart. Bear with me here. Let's see if I can get my...
Champ, let's switch partners. Go get that guy.
Yeah, you're right.
You're faster than me. As much as
Damn
I hate
right.
it, you are faster than me.
I don't know why it keeps rolling out in the open. It's so weird. But yeah, 14 misses. And then the other guy is going to attack Beldrug.
Or
And
Grok can clear you up, or Grok can go get the other guy.
he completely misses. In fact, in the midst of the swing, Beldrug's hammer is kind of spinning around, and he kind of back sweeps, hits the tip of the blade, and kind of breaks it in half. Alright, Shambles.
Yeah, we can't risk these guys catching or giving word of our whereabouts. I'm chasing down that guy.
Okay, this guy will take an opportunity attack.
Yeah, go for it.
He's not going to hit.
Didn't think he would.
Bonus action dashing to catch him, because you're 55, and he's 70 off the map. Right?
He's 70 off the map.
Yeah, because he...
Then yeah, I'll bonus action to
Okay.
catch him.
Go ahead and give me your attack itinerary. Yeah, both will hit damage. Yep, metal fist slam into his back. You hear cracking of ribs and popping of muscle, and he kind of just slams face first into the grass.
They were both kicks.
Or-
I ran that fast.
Okay.
John's about to his head.
Sorry,
At that speed, can he just jump and become a missile?
he jumps like Liu Kang. And
Nice.
just
That'll work. That'll work.
drops him to the ground. All right, Beldrug. This last one, he's not sure what's going on behind him. But as you're kind of like surveying the combat, you watch robots run, jump, like bison stomp onto a guy. You see a guy's neck just gouging blood, even though he looks like he's sitting calmly. And there is a damned griffin flying towards the fight. And there's one
With
guy.
a giant, with a turtle on top.
Yeah, with a turtle on top. And there's a whole other guy over there. But it's
Shit went sideways for sure.
It seems like they hate these dudes in crimson scarves for some reason. But yeah, what would you like to do with this guy here?
I want to knock.
Okay. Make your melee attack. This will be for non-lethal, so you're trying to bludgeon him over the side of the head. That'll work. Okay, and plus 1d4. I'm going to add that into your attack characteristic here.
Yeah, that's a 5.
Alright, and then your second attack. Hits. That'll knock him out. He's unconscious.
We did it.
Do me a favor and click on the Warhammer again, and then click on the damage. Math is right. So if you hover over it, it's 1d8 plus 1d4 plus strength. Tight. Cool. Martial aptitude. Good deal. Alright, so yeah, the combat concludes. Since next on the docket was Andy, we'll go ahead and start with you. Griffin flying in, kind of... Oh, there's still a whole guy!
I'm going after that guy. I want that guy.
Fine, let's
Trying to bear
I'll
with
do a
it.
third
Sorry,
level spell on
sorry.
this freaking griffin.
What
Let
happened?
him do something.
Tell me. Yeah, he's spent a third level spell. He gets to do it. I'm sorry.
Let me do something.
I'm so sorry. Go ahead and
It's all
fly,
right, it's all right.
fly your eagle
So-
lion at
The
my.
griffin comes in,
Yep.
beak and claws attack.
Yep.
Oh,
That hits.
oh,
That
oh.
also hits. Damage. Click on the word attack. I think. Yep. Okay. 6 and yep. So it kind of slams it on slams onto the ground with its back feet
Rends it into pieces.
and just pulls him apart. All right.
Andy, just remember, you can go darker, and gravity is the thing in this game.
For future reference, yeah, pick them up and drop them. But that's it for that. Raya, you would be the first on the docket then, so I will actually call for you to be the one who starts off the after the fight situation. There is a dwarf who, this guy is unconscious, not dead.
Did they even touch him?
He does look like he has a couple of scratches, but not terribly wounded, no.
I'll just walk out.
Okay. Describe your
Finish.
character real quick, and then after you're done, Joe, describe yours.
Relatively dark-skinned individual with a cloak covering most of his body. What color is the arachnid cloak?
Yours.
Purple.
Purple?
Purple. So I'm wearing a purple cloak. I would just walk out and tell you to finish him off. They're worthless. He's got no information.
So Raya.
Sounds like what Ryan would say.
Yeah, Raya.
All right, and then Joe, what is your character like, and what's your response to this individual's grim request?
Full, dark plate, brown beard, long, sticking out of the bottom, brown eyes, symbol of Beldendar on my forehead, as well as my shield on the armor. You know the cult of Ashmedea?
We're aware of them, yes.
So you know what they're trying to do.
I'm seeking their leader. They're currently headed to our town, if they haven't taken it already. Although these guys being here leads me to believe maybe they're still safe.
They must not be allowed to bring the demon witch back into this realm.
Then yeah, let's kill them all. We're headed to the redoubt to check that. It's one of their known locations. You wish to join us?
You fight bravely. I will join you.
Okay, that's Grok. He's a turtle. That robot shambles.
Hi.
Let's go.
Um,
And if he hasn't done already, I'll just stab that dude in the face.
Wow.
I'm
Fuck it.
collecting scarves. I understand that was valuable at one point. I don't know if it still is.
no.
Steve wanted them as disguises.
Yeah.
I could disguise.
Yeah, you totally can. For sure.
I am Crimson
Bonk,
Scarf.
bonk,
I am Crimson.
Greetings, this is infiltration.
That's awesome.
Freeze, dirtbag.
Danger.
Come with me if you want to live.
That's-
Not the right one yet. My brain was gonna go RoboCop, but it didn't. It went Terminator. So whatever. Anyways, point of order. Moving us back to the map. As you're traveling, I'm gonna go ahead and step back for you individuals while I'm basically looking at your roles and determining what happens next through charts. But yeah, feel free to interact. I'm out.
My name is Beldrick. It's your name.
Oh fuck, Beldrick.
We've all done it. Don't feel bad.
Well, what's funny is I can see Shambles going, my name is... What is my name? I don't know it. Sorry.
I'm Raya.
I'm Shambles, the Scarecrow. How are you?
The scarecrow is super confusing. And I am Grok.
How long do you have the Griffin, by the way?
An hour.
Okay.
How many people can that carry?
Just Grok. Sorry.
That's fine.
I have no idea how much it can carry.
You could probably carry a good amount of
I would look at Shambles quite or slightly confused when he says Scarecrow, and I would ask, where were you created? Construct.
Initially, somewhere in
wanna-
the capital city.
I want to say we don't have time for this, but man, we have time for this.
There's
is like-
a lot to get to. on this.
While we're traveling, right? So we just
Yeah.
talk and walk.
That's right.
Most recently, up that mountain yonder, there's a laboratory full of salt and slime. It seems like he wants to, like a good guy. I don't know. You invited him.
Somebody's taking claim of that. Oh, I have a bright red feathery thing stuck in my cloak.
What?
Well, no, you would actually recognize it because you're a dwarf. It's a
Yeah.
Dwergar quill. So some Dwergar or deep dwarfs have red quills, like almost like bird feathers, that kind of come out in their beard, and they can shoot them out in like a weird kind of attack. And you would recognize it as being a Dwergar quill.
John, would any of us know of Beldendar?
Yeah, it's a dwarf god.
Therefore, right. So we would we know that it's like a lawful good god like that, like.
Yeah.
So that would kind of give us a good insight into.
I mean, if you want to go that
what
route.
what of his motives are, you know.
He was murdering red scarves. That's good enough.
That's a pretty good indicator.
Maybe
of
for you. Maybe for you.
him being a
Yep.
cool guy.
He could be a Sunday worshiper of Beldendar. We don't know what this guy's like in the off
Oh
hours.
wow! I thought you were more trusting than that. The Jangles.
The
Whatever you
Keep
are.
changing my name.
the journey for you is pretty uneventful for the majority of it, but as it starts to close towards the eventide, I need one of you to roll a D100.
Shambles.
Go Shamble. Go. That's sweet. D100.
37.
Okay, perfect. Continue your discussion while I check the charts.
Nabs Mr. Kick the death scarf and jogs back north.
We didn't have time to exchange blusters.
So we're walking and talking. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
We're just having the time of it.
Idle chit chat.
I mean,
You
would
know anything of the dark smoke from the mountains?
We were thinking about checking that out. Are you
Dark
familiar?
smoke, dark smoke, or white smoke?
Dark?
It's it is actually a white smoke. Sorry,
White smoke from the mountains, dark smoke from the woods.
that's right.
Right. Yeah. Then the
That's
white.
I've heard word the smoke is caused by the cult. That's where I was heading to investigate.
Cult is in those guys?
We hadn't heard
Okay.
anything of them traveling that far out. We knew they were in Icefang Hold. Is that right? Is that where we went?
Icefang Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, Icefang Hold.
Yeah. We've cleared Icefang Hold. They've left that place. We're headed toward the redoubt to check that. We know they have a shrine to the east of here, and they had taken up camp in Bulwark. What was the other one called? Phalanx,
Phalanx, yeah.
and possibly Venero. Someone else has been dispatched to check Venero. Whether or not they've made it there, we don't know. We're checking the redoubt on our way to Darkflame.
Where'd you come from? Is it Belrung? I'm sorry.
Eldrug.
Beldrug. Where are you from,
Originally-
fella?
I'm from Scorcia. Wildlands far to the west. I'm of the Bright End clan.
what brings you out this way?
I was sent out by my king to bring honor and glory to the Bright Anvil clan. Currently, I'm just helping stop the cult, trying to make sure the demon witch doesn't enter our realm again.
Do we know of a demon witch?
Demon Witch is another terminology for the Demon Queen, Dragon Queen, the
Asmodea.
Red,
Asmodea?
Okay.
the Red Witch, the Red Queen, the.
You can stop. We got it.
Sorry.
Then you're our pal.
Would we want to tell him about what we saw with the this what was it the teleportation circles? Wasn't
You can if
there
you
a
want.
dragon there? Well,
A
you
white-
did.
A white dragon. The head of the servants of Asmodea, or the red blah blah blah, who cares what they're calling themselves. It's working alongside a dragon and these men, potentially attacking Mudis. It's where we're from. It's probably gone.
That is just too much of a coincidence not to use.
Which thing?
Oh no. Okay. Nope. Sorry. Wrong territory. Okay. No. So I was looking at forest for my wilderness encounters, and 37 was elk. And I was like, oh.
I did my stamping.
But we're actually technically in a hill/moor, so
Yeah, stop breaking all our hearts.
it's fair. Yeah, you are kind of moving towards the redoubt, and as it's getting darker, as it's getting to the latter portion of the evening, you see up ahead what appears to be a couple of wooden posts which have been placed around. It looks like they're at one point might have been walls kind of built in between the posts, but it looks like they've been kind of broken out, and you can kind of see them like having decayed into the grassy kind of ground that they are in. As you're kind of moving like towards the post and looking out at what it's at, there appears to be a very massive crater in the ground. And the more you look at it, the more you realize that it's not like a natural crater or something caused from something hitting or anything. It looks like it's an actual like massive amount of soil that's been dug out. It looks like a lot that's been kind of dug out of the ground here. Do you investigate this strange hole in the ground, or?
For sure.
Okay. As you move over to it, you see that there appears to have been kind of a drop down in 3 tiers. The first layer is kind of like the thick layer of topsoil. Just below that, there appears to be a very hard amount of clay, and below that is kind of like a more bedrock position that they've dug down to. The bedrock seems to actually kind of shift up a bit though into the clay a bit, and when you look at it, you see that it appears to have been structured. Like there's a structure that's kind of been built into the earth here. And as you kind of pour around, you see that there's kind of a loose amount of soil and like a hole that goes into the ground.
So didn't we see something similar to this back to the south of Mudis? There was a mound that we investigated. There was like a sword down there, and we decided not to touch it because it seemed like it was evil.
So the burial mound, the dragon burial mound, that's what you're talking about. It is kind of similar to that, except there doesn't appear to be like any weird shapes in the ground outside. It's just someone at some point dug a hole in the ground, and there is kind of like an entryway that's kind of broken up and kind of barely visible. You'd need to move some earth to get into whatever this hole is.
How fresh does the hole look, and what direction is like the doorway pointed?
Not fresh at all. The doorway would be kind of pointed northwesterly, like it heads into the mountain.
If we stand up at the top, is it pointed toward the redoubt, or is it pointed more under the river into the actual mountain?
It kind of both.
Okay.
Can you check for traps, Raya?
If you're going into the hole and inspecting the thing, because it's a good 30 feet down.
I'm standing at the top and just trying to figure out the direction it's going. If the dwarf has anything to say about this rock hole in the earth.
What it is?
Well, it's very clearly a dig site. It appears to be some sort of like archaeological dig site. Based on your knowledge of stone, earth, and loose soil, it looks like this is an older site. There's been some time for the elements to kind of grow over, but again, it's really hard to fill in an entire hole in the ground. You do notice that there appear to be a couple of small patches at the base of it, and you can see broken up shovels and picks that are rusted and kind of just the wood is already rotted away, that are sitting inside of the dirt at the base. The mounds are weird kind of patches on the ground that you see there. From this vantage point, you realize you think they're graves, or you think they might be just people who have been left behind, and the dirt over time kind of falling in, just due to wind and the elements, is kind of piled over them and caused them to be here.
So to the party, what's the likelihood that this is just a back door to the redoubt?
Not sure. Seems like an ancient dig site, although I don't know what they were digging for.
We've encountered zombies out here already. I don't particularly wish to go to the bottom of this and investigate those.
You would have a very clear measure on how to determine if they're undead down there, Joe Orbick.
Oh yeah, I used my sensi.
There's no undead down there.
So those bodies are at rest.
Yes, it appears so.
Do we wish to investigate this as a potential back door, or should we just move on around it?
If it would make our way easier to get into the redoubt, don't you think it makes sense to investigate?
Well, we don't know that it goes to the redoubt.
We don't, but I mean, it's possible.
And we are technically only on a scouting mission at this point. And what time was it? Late?
Yeah, it's getting late. So it's going to be dark anyway, so being in a cave might not be a bad choice.
Grok, form of mole. Form of burrowing animal. Form of shovel.
Let's see. Can I wild shape into an animal that digs? Is
I
that
believe there's a
thing?
giant badger is one that is pretty good.
Huh.
Yeah, let's do
I was
that.
just gonna say we could just dig. I don't want to make you do all the magic.
Oh, whatever,
It's
man.
fine.
I'll
Cool.
dig.
I'm not made for digging.
I don't know what I was paid for.
I've got elf hands.
All right. So if that's the case, the hole is pretty quickly dug through and out. It leads into a stone tunnelway, which is about 6 feet tall, and about 5 feet wide. When you see the dwarf paladin kind of step in there to look inside, it looks like it's perfectly framed for him. But everyone else, you're going to kind of have to duck low or kind of move a little bit more crouched. You do notice that on the immediate entryway, it's about 10 feet, and it leads into a 15 by 15 room with 3 other passageways, one leading out of each of the facings. So basically a 15 by 15 square, and then each of the walls has a directional point outwards. The 2 paths to the left and the path to the path to the left, the path to the right, they appear to lead to kind of just cul-de-sacs, dead ends, maybe 15 feet down. And at the end of each of those is a sarcophagus that's been placed on the walls. It does look like they've both been opened, and it does look like the bones have been kind of unceremoniously kind of just left onto the ground. The divine sense for the paladin would still be up, and he would tell you that there are no dead here. But it does look like there were treasures inside, and they have been removed.
Sarcophagus vertical or horizontal on the walls?
Vertical. They're like on the wall,
like they were standing up.
they'd be
Are
standing
there
up.
any markings on them? Carvings on them?
Yeah, but they do look like they have been kind of chiseled away at and broken up a bit. So you can kind of see like a dwarven letter here or there, but you don't see any like particular words that can be made out. Basically, they were on like the side paneling around the face of the sarcophagus, and whoever opened these did basically a hatchet job, just smashed it open.
I would do my best to scoop up the bones and put them back in the sarcophagus and close it.
Okay. With Grok's assistance, because Grok or Beldrug's assistance, you're able to kind of get that stone sarcophagus up. But I'm pretty sure Beldrug would be interested in returning the dead to their
Absolute.
spots.
Shaking my head.
Um,
Damn kids.
yeah,
Probably
but
fucking Gondar. It's probably that goddamn Gondar.
it does look like this would have been a dwarven burial site. Beldrug, if you want to make a religion check, you can. It's outside of your specific kind of clan, so the rites are different depending on where you go. The DC isn't hard on this one. You got a 12? Okay. So you would know that sometimes for like fortifications or bases of operations, there will always be a back door entryway into these kind of locations. And to guard those, you don't typically leave a guard at those back entrances because that signifies that someone might be there. What you do is you try and build something that would cause someone to think it's not what it is. And in this case, it looks like someone has built a tome to act as a guise to the secret entrance. The third tunnelway has a sarcophagus as well, and it too has been broken open. But instead of there being a back to it and skeleton bones, it leads into a cave, tunnel, unworked cave.
Without a doubt, it is a back door to the readout.
What the fuck is the readout?
A redoubt is basically a fortification. That's typically
This one in particular.
Oh, sure. Make a
Its location on the map.
make a history check real quick. You might know a bit more about it. Not with a 10 though. You know that there were dwarfs in this area. Most of the dwarfs in Munio, besides like the Bright Anvils and like some other ones, swore fealty to the conglomerate when they entered into Munio and kind of worked with them. So most of the dwarfs that didn't do that have kind of stayed to themselves and remained kind of in their mountains and in their hills. Whereas the ones that sided with the conglomerate have all kind of disappeared from the area when the conglomerate left because they weren't really welcomed by the other dwarf cultures or the Osirian people. So this redoubt is basically one of those abandoned fortifications but you don't know much about this one.
Yeah, we gonna find it.
Yeah, gotta go in it. All right. So is the plan to go in through the tunnelway, or are you going to try and use this tome as a place to rest first?
This is probably a good place to make a camp.
Not bad at all.
Right.
All right. If that's the case, go ahead and this would be considered a unsafe short rest because you're not sure if someone would enter in behind you or if someone would come out through the secret passageway. What that means is it counts as a short rest.
Which part of this cave entrance do you guys want to use as a camp? You want the primary corridor at 15 by 15, one of the two tombs, or inside the tunnel behind the secret passage?
Inside the tunnel would probably be a little more noticeable. Isn't that what leads into the readout?
Hmm.
So if they have a
Potentially.
patrol, that would be the most likely spot they would check.
If it's an area that they're aware of.
Sure.
Because the door looked untouched, right?
No, it's off. It's been
Or
open.
ajar. Yeah, but it was caved in, so they haven't been using this as an exit.
No, it looks like someone pulled it open. Yeah, but you don't.
No, I mean, the main cave entrance, like they couldn't get out through here if they
Oh,
came
right.
down here.
Right.
So they either don't know this exists, or they know that that's caved in and nobody's coming through it so far.
I would just as soon rest towards where we came in then.
Okay, 15 by 15 room.
Sure.
Okay, I'll take one line of sight. You can. Do you still sleep or not?
No. Don't
Okay.
need it.
So you can take one side and I can take the other. We'll inform the dwarf that neither of us actually sleep, and you can rest the best you can.
We got a good thing going here, Beldra. Pretty fun. We'll just watch you sleep. You just relax.
Not creepy at all.
We'll miss
Nope.
you.
The
Cuddle
rest.
up with the turtle.
The rest is pretty uneventful. And then you start your long process in the caves. For Raya and Grok, this is probably kind of a tense situation because the cave narrows down to points where you're kind of, almost getting down towards a point where you're scraping your knees, and the dwarf is able to kind of duck down pretty low and move through these pretty carefully.
I've got the spider climb cloak, and I'm pretty comfortable because I'm just walking on my hands and knees on all surfaces.
I guess I mean to say, like, you're not used to being under hundreds and hundreds of pounds of, mountains above you.
That's fair, but like claustrophobia is not one of my things. I've
Okay.
probably hidden in crates at some point.
Okay, well then for Grok, probably more so because he's used to being out in the nature,
And
nature
he's
world.
a bigger guy anyway.
And the shell doesn't really conform. You kind of
Yeah, he's scraping shell for sure.
okay. So you're kind of banging Rock to help him through, getting him out, but still moving as quietly as possible, having Raz scout ahead, make sure there's nothing crazy up ahead, and so on.
Dwarf, do you want to take point on this, or would you like me to?
I'll go first.
We roll hit die to regain on a unsafe long rest, correct?
Right. And you gain stuff as if you'd short rested, not long rested.
Can you see where you're going down here, or do you need light?
Got dark.
Okay.
I can
Shambles,
see.
do you want the moon's milk?
Nope, we're good.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
And
Does new body have dark vision or anything special?
Does not.
does not.
Okay. Then I guess dwarf at the front. I'll take the back since I can also see where we're going. You guys can just chain together. That way we don't have to light a light source.
As you continue on a bit, you come to a point where the tunnel actually splits into three. It's kind of a strange network. The tunnel kind of moves in, and it doesn't really open up so much as it connects to all three of them like a hub that's very narrow as well. The path to the left appears to descend sharply. Like, it looks like it's going to be a downward descent. The path in the middle seems to kind of go at the same gradient with a slight decline. Looks like it's going downhill a little bit. And the path to the right seems to kind of go up just a bit and kind of wind inwards. Like it might go over top the other ones. So that said, choose a path.
Which one seems the most likely, dwarf? For Beldrug.
The third, the one that whines.
Okay.
I like it. I like it.
I'm going to use my
Sounded
speed.
sure.
Yeah. I'm into it too. With my speed and ability to climb, though, I'm going to go dash down these.
Okay. Which
Just take a look around each of the other 2 and come back.
just like a.
Leftmost first. Yeah, I'll go on
Okay.
my speed one.
The left one actually comes to a terminus pretty quick. Basically, you move down to it, and then you come to a point where you can see the end of it, and it looks like.
I'd be traveling 50 to 70 feet and then coming back.
Okay, so you come down, you look down the pathway, and you can see that it comes to kind of like a dead end. But there's a hole in the ground, and the hole seems to be perfectly cut 5 feet around, kind of straight down.
Square or circular?
Circular.
Yeah, I leave.
Go back, come to the middle, go down the middle. Nothing. Just seems like the path continues on for some time. Pretty much nothing in the short path. If you want to continue on, you can, or you go back.
I'll give it another 50 feet.
Okay. It comes to a point where it seems that it actually like winds up a little bit and towards the right, like it might intersect with the other path, and then kind of sharply kind of come back inwards.
And then I'll go back and report everything I found. The first one probably has a worm in it, is my guess. Like a big one, so don't go over there. The second one may intersect with the third. But Dwarf has confidence in third, so third it is.
All
Stay
right.
the course.
If you guys go down that path for a while, it is pretty. I mean, it's pretty promising. It feels like it's going somewhere, and then it starts to feel like you're kind of just going. But then you come to a point where it kind of climbs up a little bit, and the ground kind of feels like stairs, but not like actually worked stairs, like just been treaded so many times. It's kind of been impacted to that point, and then it snaps around itself. And it seems to lead into a broken room with a door in it. I'm going to move you to the battle map. Hold on a second.
Did it ever intersect with another tube or not?
What do you mean it snaps around itself?
It kind of like does like a pretzel. So it basically
As
goes.
it's going
It goes
upwards?
up and then over itself. Yeah.
Okay.
Like a spiral staircase without stairs.
Right. That's the
Mhm,
one.
mhm.
So let me get you on this map real quick.
Got a peek. BRB.
Do it. So Ryo was in the back, you guys said, right?
Yes.
Shambles behind Grok behind that. For the dwarf behind you're behind the dwarf, and then Grok's behind you.
Yes. I believe so.
Perfect. I'm gonna shift ping you here in a second. Hold on.
Okay.
All right.
I'll use produce flame to have a light source.
Okay.
Do you have to?
I can't see otherwise unless someone else has a light source.
I use alacrity on myself.
Gift of alacrity.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that do?
+8 initiative.
Oh wow.
Well,
Are we rolling initiative?
plus a D8 for initiative. rolls.
He's getting ready for it.
Where?
All right.
Beldrug, if you don't mind, and we're at a place where we can, I would like to take point if we're inside a building.
Fair enough. Even if they didn't suspect entry this way, the door may.
All right. Right, you move up. Can you move your guy? Or...
You gave me the old shambles token.
Oops.
I miss him too.
Memories.
You're the one that wanted to switch.
No, I know. It's temporary. It's funny. Yeah, I'll go a whole 8 sessions without dying again.
Sure. Ryat, if you investigate the door, it seems to be a steel door, reinforced with more steel and riveted, pretty thick stuff. It does appear to have a door handle mechanism, but you immediately know, I mean, before you even get up to the door to check it out, you immediately know that it's barred on the other side. There's no way that this thing is not barred on the other side.
Is there anything else in the room?
It basically looks like there's been some work on the walls, like it's been kind of broken up a little bit. But besides that, this room is just a stone wall, more bricks now. But the dwarf kind of like just runs his fingers along the bricks and knows that the bricks are a facade over stone facing. So like someone carved into the stone and then kind of put bricks up to make it flat. It does appear to be dwarvish made as well, Beldrug. But yeah, that metal door is barred on the other side. You're 100% sure of it. How you're going to be able to stop that from being the case, that's you tell me.
I have no way through this. So unless one of you knows how to just change the shape of the room, I think we're stuck here.
Did you try to knock? Did you try knocking on the...
I'm not going to do that. It kind of defeats the purpose of coming in this way.
No, I think they might be caught off guard. If we were to knock, they'd be like, who could that be at this hour?
And then they'd say, you go get it. No, I don't want to get up and get it. You go get it.
We take them down one by one.
Right.
Does anybody here know how to unbar a door from the other side?
No.
Does anybody here know how to walk through stone?
Nope.
Know how to slam shoulders into it and break it open.
Damn it, Joe.
How thick is that door?
The door you presume is probably close to 1 inch to 2 inches thick. But it's not so much what the door is made out of and what its thickness is. It's the bar on the other side.
Alright, we could slam it open or we could knock. What's your... Or we could leave.
There are 2 other paths.
I think we should backtrack.
Try the second path.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, if that's the case, you spend some time kind of maneuvering out that way. You get back to the 3 point, and then you head through the middle path. And it winds and wends and continues on for a bit. And then it kind of snaps. It goes longer, to the dwarf, to your knowledge, it goes longer than the other one, but you are about 30 or 40 feet beneath where the other one kind of came out. And it kind of snaps back in on itself like it's heading back the way you came. But then it seems like it kind of is moving towards a more open space where you can hear footfalls on stone, like boots being kind of moved on stone. I'm going to move you to a different part of the map, and then I'll shift ping you to it. Hold on a second. There we go. And I will be pulling everyone over to it here in a second. It looks like it kind of comes around to the left side. Alright, what do you want to do?
Where are
Whispering
we on the map?
to Beldrug, how large does the room appear to be?
Very wide cavern.
Sounds like a hallway. And it sounds like someone, maybe about a minute or so ago, based on the footfalls and you stopping and going, it sounded like about a minute ago somebody walked past the hallway, walked past the hole in the wall.
Wow.
Okay, so it's just a hallway and normal sized or dwarf sized?
Sounds pretty spacious.
Okay, yeah. If you don't mind, I'll go to the front again.
Yep.
And then Shambles, try not to move too much. You're a lot louder now.
It's funny. It's true.
And I'm going to advance.
You immediately see when you kind of enter into the space a murder hole in the wall with a massive arbalist, one of the ones that were mounted on the top of the redoubt or the top of a phalanx, pointed directly at you. What do you do?
I walk on the ceiling.
Well, okay, you kind of come out of the
Steal
hole
the
and then
bow.
okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Steal the
yeah,
bolt
I
out of it.
would be in typical sneak mode and walking on walls and stuff at this point.
It sounds like
Does it appear loaded?
It is loaded, but it doesn't sound like there's anyone on the other side of it, and you can't see anyone there. It does sound like there are people in the room through the murder hole, but the murder hole is just big enough for the massive ballista to shoot through, and your base presumption is you nor the new Shambles are going to be able to squeeze through it.
Right.
Old Shambles, you could push the Scarecrow through. This time, not so much.
It's so funny.
I see a door to the south.
There's
I
a
hope
door.
we never
Like a-
encounter a firehead.
Looks like a door to the north, and then that.
If you kind of peek in there, you'd also see that there's another ballista, or arbalist rather, pointed the other direction, and it
I
seems
see that one. Yeah.
seems like there's another murder hole on the other side. If you angle it,
There doesn't appear to be any.
if you angle
I don't think I.
yourself just a little bit, you should be able to see the door that was kind of blocking. There's a door on the other side of that murder hole, on the left, like all the way over there. So if you were,
I can see through the opposite murder hole. I don't know that I see the door or not.
it kind of looks like an open space-ish there, but yeah, no big deal.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and make me, if you're moving in a direction, make me a stealth check. But depending on which direction you go, depends on how well that stealth check, or what the DC is.
Let me see. What's the dwarf? You're a fighter. Is that what I'm guessing?
Paladin.
Were you paladin? Were you carrying a shield?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and get him and try to get him to quietly move forward, and have Shambles and Grok move as quietly as they can, at least up to this opening, and tell them to watch the ballista.
Okay.
And then, which? Well, I guess I'd have to ask the dwarf. Which direction is north?
It's north.
Right.
Up. Okay. Then I'm gonna check south. And that's where my stealth.
Give me a stealth check then. DC is a lot lower.
23.
All right, like a shadow and a silent one at that. You see Raya kind of dip southwards. As he's moving away, you do notice that his form kind of blurs a bit, like a ghostial kind of essence as he moves away from you. As you move down this way, you see a massive double door.
And I'm on the ceiling for this too.
Okay. You see a massive double door and the roof outside of the hallway. The roof in the hallway is about 10 feet. As it opens into this larger room, it's about 30 feet. There's a massive double door which goes from floor to ceiling, and it's covered with a sheet of bronze, which looks like it's been kind of planished down onto stone, which basically just means hammered shaped onto the stone. And it seems to have a shield symbol, which you've seen before. This is the symbol of Beldendar, and it looks like the 5 symbols of the lesser gods of the Dwarasin are on it as well. They look similar to what you see on the dwarf's shield and helm, but it looks like someone's taken efforts to put the mark of the cultists, the symbol of the A, basically carved into each of them, opening up the bronze and kind of showing the stone beneath. So there are these black Ashmodean marks of the dark stone kind of on them as they've been ripped open to reveal that.
And the little single door on the south.
Yeah, it's a very narrow door, probably about 3.5 feet wide, and it looks like it's maybe 8 feet tall, and it's made out of a black metal, similar to the metal upstairs, the room, the door of that room.
And then is the rest of the work or the rest of the room rather, being worked over, or does it look like we've just been dumping something here?
It looks like there was work, but it doesn't look like it's fresh. It looks like it's old stone, similar to the tunnel you were in.
So somewhere they've stopped.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna check out the small door.
Okay. It does appear to have a lock on it and a bar down, but this is on your side. Like something on the other side is being locked in, or there might be another passageway to here from somewhere else.
Do I hear anything on the other side?
Still is a grave.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. It's not really big enough for a person to pass through.
It's big enough for a person to pass through, but just
Right,
one. And-
but not. It's not a typical walkway, so it's something else.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave this alone. Yeah, I'll go back north to see what. Oh, is the big door locked or open?
Big door is not locked, but you're pretty sure that the door probably weighs
A
quite
lot. Okay, then I'll go back.
Okay. And head north.
Yeah, cautiously. I went
Okay.
too far. I saw things.
Go ahead and make a
Yeah, walk on the ceiling.
stealth check again.
22.
Okay. You hear two people talking. One of them appears to occasionally kind of curse in Draconic, but it sounds like what they're talking about is it's really messed up what happened at the shrine. Yeah. I suppose
Well, is it in Draconic?
the cursing will be in Draconic.
Okay, everything else is normal. Okay.
Yeah, common tongue. It says
Yeah.
it's really strange about what happened. Yeah, I can't believe that Freemus came down from the mountain. It's very, very strange indeed. These times are very confusing. If Freemus is moving about, it's only a matter of time before the dragons moot. It's almost time for the summoning, but I think that the reason that Freemus fled Icefang isn't because of what you say. Why? Why do you say that? Well, it's too early. I don't believe Caloreth is ready yet. That's why we're here. We don't have our full contingent here. He's still preparing. You might be right. Hopefully the Shapers are ready. Hopefully Caloreth is ready. If Freemus is coming down from the mountain, it'll be time sooner than they want it to be. So say you. And then cursing and other dialogue, but that's the main bulk of what's important.
Are these people I can see or only I can hear?
Can you see any tokens?
I stopped moving. I didn't know how far I was supposed to go.
You can go as far as you want, all the way up to the door if you want. But unless you can see it through the doorway, you won't be able to see anybody. You'll just hear them. The door, it does look very similar to the door that you just turned away from. Very narrow door made out of steel. This one is not barred, nor does it look like it has any barring mechanism. It does look like it has a lock mechanism on it, though. And based on your presumption, it's locked from the other side.
Is it a keyhole lock?
Keyhole lock.
Can I see through it?
If you peek in through, it looks like you can see a large steel wheel with chain that kind of runs into the stone wall. The chain is probably about 6 inches thick. The wheel has a bunch of bars on it for manipulating the chain. Your base presumption is that this appears to be like a pulley mechanism for what you would assume would be a portcullis or massive door.
Okay.
If you had to venture a guess, the door you just saw on the other side might be the main door.
The double door?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Do I believe this is for manipulating that door or something else? It's pretty far away.
Oh, no. Sorry. The door that you couldn't see, but I kind of alluded to, the one that would have been there,
Okay.
that would be the main door. This would be the main thoroughfare into the keep.
Okay. I'm gonna go back then and report where I found Grok and Shambles and Beldrug, and see what they want to do about it. Because we're at least a man down from where we were. But according to these two, they're not at full strength here in this redoubt.
Then we should take it. What all did you find? They have any?
3 or 4 ballistas and 2 men so far. The door with the dwarven runes that have been written over with the Ashmedea, which is going to drive the dwarf mad.
Yeah, you're
And
gonna be
that's
upset.
There's a barred door to the south. I don't know where it leads. I didn't care to open it.
probably the other entrance
There
that we
were
tried the first time.
It's too small.
there were also some tunnel ways in the unworked section that you didn't explore. But yeah,
I don't know.
Barred door to the south and a locked door to the north. Is that right?
And a double door with the dwarven runes that have been written over.
double door to the south. Yeah.
I like our odds.
Sounds to me
Do we
like
have
our
a light?
is our only option.
Okay, so we're still down at least a man plus an elk. So if we're going in, everybody has to be at their utmost, like, cautious levels.
If I take one step forward, they will heal me.
What?
If he takes
Damn
one
it.
step forward, he's gonna get hurt.
Hear me.
This guy's
I couldn't
this guy's
tell what
honest.
he
I like
said.
him. They will hear me.
He's it's not even gonna second guess it. He knows.
He's not gonna try to sneak. He's giving that life up.
Okay.
I'll try, but I'm in plate.
I
With
can sneak
essentially
to a
have-
metal concert.
The
That's
The other
we
guy
have
is
two
made
robots
out
in
of
our
metal.
party.
Yeah,
I'm sneaky.
you're made out of metal.
I'm reasonably oiled. I bet I have like rubbered foot pads.
I'll bet you don't. I look at his feet. What are they made out of?
All right.
It does look like they are made out of metal, but he has been moving pretty quietly throughout the place.
Okay.
He's not slamming his big boots down. He's putting his toes down and slowly walking, like, he's toe first, then boot. Toe first,
Yeah, I
then
have
boot.
full articulated movement.
Yeah.
I was well paid.
So do you guys want to try to unlock this door and get the drop on the two guys, or just sneak around through the double doors?
I feel like showing off that I can sneak. Either way, we're gonna start a fight shortly.
Sounds like double doors it is. All right, guys, let's go south nice and quiet.
All right.
Try not to roar.
Oh god! Oh god!
Since
He didn't tell you to roll that. Stop.
I'll go last.
Since you are heading south, and you know it seems to be the favorable position, and the people are over there, you're able to kind of like listen into their conversation and wait for a moment where they're engaged to basically let the dwarf slip. So no stealth checks are required. You can all move southbound, and there will be no detection.
I can't see where I'm going. John, would you
I'll
move
move
me
you
to
to it.
follow?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will lead you where we're going.
I see the smallest sliver of light.
How about now?
Really?
I see nothing. Oh, yep, we got Colin. We're in a hallway.
Was there light through the keyhole when I looked in it?
No.
They were standing in the dark talking.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you two are gonna be a problem then. Grok and Shambles.
All right. You come to the door, and like I said, it is the symbol of Beldendar with the symbols of the other gods of the Dwarasin, and they appear to have been, carved into with the dragon mark.
I'm gonna get 10 feet up on the side of the wall by the door and prepare so when they open it I can go through across the wall or ceiling.
But you will note from that position, and everyone will note too, there appear to be tunnelways this way, and there's also the door here.
Can I try to picture a rough map in my head of what's going on based on like the third tunnel that we went down, and
Yeah,
this tunnel?
yeah. Yeah, so this tunnel came in and then like all the way towards the front of the redoubt, and then snapped back into the side position. You're pretty sure, based on the kill zones that have been created to the north there, that is the main entrance. If someone's going to enter the redoubt, they are going to do so through something that is over this way. Okay? This appears to be in construction. You know that they're going to continue to make this, if they were working it, but you're not sure if there are any doors here that would be, they're going to continue carving until they're satisfied with the passageways that they've got. When they do that, they typically carve to whatever they're carving to, and then rubble out in both directions to make it more speedy. So you're pretty sure that this passageway must go somewhere. This passageway, you're not so sure. It looks like they might be building a room here. And then this small door, you're pretty sure is to... there are some dwarf houses that are rich enough to have teleportation circles, and that small door could lead to either like a bedchamber, or a circle room, or a storage room. like a closet. There's nothing that door could be besides that, because it's certainly not one of the small doors towards the armaments room, where you would have the arbalists that shoot people who are trying to enter.
And we know from previous that you can't actually destroy a circle. It's locked to a position, not
Correct.
a picture. Okay. So yeah, if you guys want to work on getting this double door open, we can pop through here and start murdering people.
It sounds like a plan.
You got it.
Okay. So if you are going to attempt to open the large door, I would like for one of you to roll strength athletics. If you want to help, you can have one person roll with advantage, or you can have two people roll, and the higher of the two will be the one who's the primary.
So if I'm 10 feet up the wall, can I offer anything in pushing the door open?
Do you have athletics trained?
I do now.
Okay, then yeah,
Nice.
So can two of them push and I can be the aid?
that's fine.
I'd like to try.
All right, so then yeah, Beldrug and Shamble, or Beldrug and Grok, go ahead and roll a strength athletics check, and you both have advantage.
27.
I'll keep a look.
20. Okay, and then do me a favor, Raya, because I know you're trying to basically do this as quietly as possible. Still, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a stealth check with disadvantage.
19.
Good enough. The doors.
Those were some crazy fucking rolls, dude.
The doors open, and as you're pushing with one, you look down to Beldrug and you go, wait. And then you kind of shift down and kind of touch it a little bit, and you know that it's going to scrape at specific points, and then you push, and then tell him to push. You move over to Grok and do likewise, and the two of you, with the assistance from above and the watching of the stone, are able to open the double doors and reveal a massive open hall. It looks like this would be what is known as a greeting hall or a reception hall for redoubts. If new troops basically come into such a redoubt, this is where they would basically stop for being overlooked by the master of the redoubt. There looks like there is a similar door on the opposite side, however, it is not covered with any special metals or anything. There is also, if you step in one, there's a similar door on the south. This one is covered with something. It looks like there was like a gold covering to it, but it looks like pieces of it have been broken off, melted off, and pulled off, so that the stone underneath has been kind of worn away, and there's like a couple of small gold flecks on there that are kind of like locked on there, probably the hard bits to get off. And then to the north, you see what appears to be one of the murder holes. And if you step in a little further, you'll see the double doors that seal off the place.
I'm moving up to the ceiling.
The ceiling is 30 feet high in this place.
Yep, I'll be climbing up there
Okay.
and walking across that to investigate the rest of the room.
Yeah, four massive pillars. Each one of the pillars seems to represent one of the children of Beldendar, and one of them represents Beldendar. So basically, one is a shield symbol, one is a hammer and anvil, one is a sword and a mountain, and one is a beer mug.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the northern door and start listening in.
You do see the two murder holes. The same conversation that you heard before is coming from this one, and then this one is quiet. But it does sound like there's a little bit of walking around, but no one's talking.
Okay. No, I guess I'll go back and get everybody. If we're going to kill them, they're to the north. I'll just take the lap and check the south and the east to see if I hear anything on the other side of those.
Doors are too big to hear through.
Okay. I'm going
I'm
to north. I'm going.
Staying put.
Okay. Yep. Until there is a direction to be pointed into, Dwarf just stands there.
Just move as slow as you can and try not to pick your feet up. We'll move toward the northern door.
Okay.
Just slide your feet across the floor.
I'll
Where
try.
are the murder holes again?
I'm gonna try as hard as I can. But it's...
On either side of the northern doors.
Real quick, that's a good teaching point. I like that. Raya, you are trained in stealth. Do you have expertise in stealth?
I believe so.
Okay. if you are taking the time and effort to assist Beldrug in the stealth process and overlapping the full plateness of his person, um, when you make a stealth check, Joe, do so with straight roll, and also add what's your proficiency bonus, Raya?
3.
So add 3 to your roll.
Fair enough. I will try.
Drag your feet, don't pick them up.
Do it, bud.
Are
So
you
the
saying
murder
we have
holes
to
there.
make the stealth?
Murder holes are above me. They're on either side.
Are
10
they
feet
are they
above me.
facing into that hallway at the north, or are
Yes,
they
they
facing
will-
south?
Into
No,
the
they'll
hallway.
cross.
They're
cross
facing
shot.
each other. Okay.
Yeah.
I will wait behind.
All right. You're pretty sure that door leads outside into the world, the one to the north.
That's where all the sound is, right?
No. So let me make sure you understand. And the dwarf would be able to give some clarity on this. This leads to a hallway that leads out. This leads to a room that's next to the hallway that allows you to shoot people who are entering in the hallway. And this appears to be a similar room like this one that allows you to shoot people who are entering through the hallway. The presumed plan of attack, if you listen, is if this is being attacked, people come in and come up to the door and can't breach it, drop the portcullis behind them, shoot them with arbalists until they're dead inside of that that murder zone.
Okay, so the northern door appears to be like the main entrance to this place.
Correct. This is the main
They
entrance,
come in there, they walk in here, they are greeted, and then they're sent where they need to be.
which could be out either of these 3 doors. Correct. And then these
Well,
3 or these
and
2 positions here.
Odds are it won't be the eastern one because we just came from there and it had a back door.
Mhm.
So east or south?
We're not killing the guys, isn't it?
No, north will just take us outside. We don't want to go in there. We'll get locked in.
You mean west or south?
Yeah, sorry. Left or down?
I like left.
Yes.
I'm gonna go check out the left door. You said it's too thick to hear through.
Correct. It'll be another door that requires strength and stuff.
Okay, then we'll approach that door the same way we did. Beldrug, just drag your feet on over here. Just take your time. Do what you gotta do. I'm gonna get 10 feet up this wall.
I'm going to watch and give Grok pointer. So
No,
it's
you're
not
gonna
slip
take-
on his back.
You're gonna be taking readied actions to burst through a door and murder something if there's something on the other side.
All right, I'll get into a sprinter's stance.
Everybody else is busy. So I'm 10 feet up the wall. Grok, you can stand in my square. I'm above you.
All right. So go ahead and make your strength athletics checks, the 2 of you, and then Raya stealth athletics or stealth check with disadvantage.
Yeah, stealth athletics.
22.
27.
Okay.
Look at you guys.
All right. The door opens.
Proud of each of you.
On the opposite side, you see another chamber. This one is similar to the one on the opposite side. On the wall directly ahead of you, there's a small door, similar to the one that's on the other side, to the south end. And then you see that there are 2 other doors. Oh, hold on a second.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel bad about skipping that door now. All the doors here are tiny.
The door on the north wall and the door on the south wall here, when you come around to it, these are normal sized doors. This door here is this weird narrow door. And then this door here will also be a weird narrow door. This is a weapon rack, and it seems to have... Go ahead.
If you were pinging those, it didn't ping.
Oh, sorry. Hold on a second. This door here and this door here are normal sized doors. This door is a weird narrow one, and this door here is a weird narrow one. This right here is a weapon rack. It has swords all throughout it, and as you look over the blades, you very quickly realize that the blades appear to be made out of cold iron. And you would know, dwarf, that cold iron is especially effective at fighting fey creatures.
What kind of swords are they?
Long swords, all of them.
Long. I'm gonna go to the south door first and listen in.
You hear ringing sounds. Sounds like something is being smashed against metal.
smith.
It's very similar smithing sound, yeah.
Okay. Can I determine how many hammer strikes there are? Does it sound like there's one hammer moving or two?
Sounds like one hammer, from what you can tell.
Okay, I'll ceiling walk back and let them know. No, I'll check the east door first. Anything there?
You hear, oh, come on.
Okay. That guy is shitting or jerking off. Northern
Maybe
door.
he's trying to get into new pants. Got new pants so they don't fit.
What'd you
So
say?
quick
The
to
north
judge.
one? No,
North.
Trying to open a mayonnaise jar.
sounds like, make a
Could
perception
be
check.
100 things.
Perception.
Yeah.
23.
Sounds like water, just kind of raining in there.
Okay, and I'm gonna go to that weird side door.
Still is a grave.
Okay. I'll go back and let him know. There appears to be one blacksmith working in the southern door, one guy doing I don't know what in the eastern door, and water falling in the northern one, perhaps some type of bathhouse.
All right. As you finish saying that, the door on the western side opens up, and you see a guy step out, crimson scarves, kind of tightening his pants loop. He looks over at you and goes, "Huh?" Raya only can take an action.
Kill him.
Do I have a turn or an action?
You have a turn.
Okay. Yeah. I will run in on him across the ceiling.
Mhm.
How tall is the ceiling in here?
30 feet.
30? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna misty step behind him with the dagger.
Okay.
And do I feel like he knows where I am?
You'll have an advantage on the attack. He's literally got his
Stab him in the.
pants.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab.
Cut him with his pants.
16 to hit.
Hits. Sneak attack.
Oh.
You see Raya kind of brush across the ceiling from where he was talking to you, disappear and appear with kind of like this pulse of magic, and then the dagger that he's holding kind of reach around the guy like a hook and just drag across his throat. The guy drops to the ground, his pants kind of unceremoniously falling to his thighs as he hits the ground.
I'm gonna pull him back into the bathroom and leave this.
Okay. There are 3 stalls inside, each one having a curtain to draw in front, and they appear to just have chutes that drop down into infinity. There's no smell or anything remnant. It appears to be plumbing.
Down the chute.
Yeah, I think the hole is too small.
Which
So I'll set him back
Have
on
a
the toilet.
Hey, Grok.
Damn, Brock!
Welcome to the group, man.
I'm gonna set him back on it since the pants are already around his ankles.
The moral compass finally points south. Way to go, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
He's outnumbered now, John. It's amazing.
Fair. Hey, well, no, he's got a lawful paladin. Come on now.
That's right.
Oh.
It's balanced. It's sort of balanced.
I'm lawful neutral.
Okay.
Joe, we might have some problems coming up.
You're lawful neutral.
Yeah.
We're perfectly balanced right now.
As all things should be. Anyways.
My finger over my lips, like, shh. And point at the south door.
Okay.
Is that the one where the smithing is going on?
Yeah, odds are he can't hear us very well anyway. Oh yeah, drag your feet on over here.
No,
This door.
no checks needed.
Locked.
The door is not locked.
I'm gonna open it as quietly as I can. Everybody else can take their ready weapons to murder this guy on his own anvil.
Make a stealth check. What'd you get?
24.
Okay, you open the door and you can see light in here, not much, but you can also see fine in the dark anyways. You see a dwarf, a lone dwarf, at an anvil. It appears that he has a shackle around his right leg, which is also attached to the anvil. And it appears he is hammering out a longsword with a bright, it looks like it's heated, but instead of glowing red like normal metal will do, it's kind of glowing kind of a bluish color with kind of like fine, like fainting away into a greenish color.
Now I feel worse. I don't really want to murder him.
He's a prisoner.
So lawful guy, do your thing.
I'll step into the room after.
Turns around and looks at you. Ah, you already killed him, huh?
The cultist. Yes.
Yeah.
All.
I figured someone of a right mind would be here to do something like that. Well, you might
I'm
as well.
gonna while they're getting their conversation going, I'm just gonna absently swing the hammer against the anvil so they don't notice the absence of it.
Well, you can hardly hear it in the room just before, so.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Stone seems to block a lot of the sound. He says, well, if you're going to do it, you might as well do me in.
Prisoner, brother. Why would I do that?
Doesn't mean I could have stopped doing what I was doing. I wasn't tortured. They told me I had a choice. I could die, or I could make the weapons they need to kill the Fae. And I did what they wanted. Instead of giving up my life, instead of them giving up theirs. So,
Are there others like you that are still alive?
there's nobody else who could work the metal like I can.
How do you ruin these swords?
You don't?
You have a chance
What?
at redemption. Do you want to take it?
No.
I'm gonna pick the one he's working up off
No.
the anvil and let the paladin deal with him. Shambles can give me a hand. We're gonna grab each of those swords and drop them down the infinite toilet.
I'll unshackle him
Why?
while asking.
What kill Fae?
Hold on, Joe. Say what are you saying?
Clan are you from?
As I unshackle him.
I'm not gonna tell you. I don't want to soil its name.
Well, you're free to go. If you'd like to continue to make weapons for them, that's your choice.
I've already thrown my lot in with them. What I'm saying to you, brother, is that my life is forfeit. Kill me here, or I'm gonna go kill myself in the bottom of a bottle. Your choice.
That's your choice. We've already decided all the cultists are going to die.
Fair enough. You'll also note that he doesn't have a beard. That should have probably been said. Pretty
All
much.
right, I
That's
kill
a
him.
weird guy.
Whoa.
That should have been said.
I'm a freak of nature. And that guy's hard to look at.
If somebody wants one of these cold steel blades, grab it. Otherwise, the rest of them are going down the infinite
Why
toilet.
are they killing Faye? I missed something.
Do you ask him?
Yeah,
That would
why,
be a good.
why the arsenal towards Faye?
Well, the circle. The circle's controlled by fey creatures high up in the Gelada Woods. Very, very high up in the Gelada Woods. And they've been clearing it, making it ready for her return.
What circle?
Circle of stones. Like I said, far up in the Gelada Woods. I believe it was once tended to by goblins, but I believe one of the servants of the Dragon Queen has already dispatched them.
Damn it.
Lightning, pestilence.
All right.
Did anybody else volunteer as slave for these people?
It's
Or are you
just-
the only one?
I'm the last of the ones who once resided here.
I know of 2 knights. How many more are there?
There are 4 knights that serve the Dragon Queen.
Reading it. How do you call the red one?
War.
Oh, I get it.
There you go. Cool. So you killing yourself or like what?
Well, I'm gonna go drink myself to death. But if you kill me, I
Sounds
won't.
like party.
If you kill me, I won't tell the cultists before I do.
Oh. Yeah, I kill him.
He seems a bit surprised that it happens. And you're like, huh. I thought he'd be more into it. And it falls to the ground with like a oh! Look on his face.
So is that another toilet stall?
Ah.
Occupied or
Is the forge still burning?
I'm out of my element. I can't really read the room.
The forge is still burning, but it's kind of a smolder, not so much a massive flame.
Not enough to melt the dwarf.
If you put him in there, he'll probably kind of cause the fire to go out a bit. He might burn on
What?
one side, but it'll be like a hardly.
I don't have time for a rotisserie.
Right.
Toilet.
Okay. Unceremoniously. The hammer, by the way, that he leaves behind for the blacksmith minded individuals is a really nice hammer. And the anvil he was tethered to also is nice, but probably less likely for you to take it with you.
Pretty heavy.
In this room, there is another door to the south, but it looks like it probably just leads to like a stockpile of where like metals and such would be kept, ores and whatnot.
Looks like it leads back to that other 3.5-foot door too, right?
Well, when you pop it open, it will actually lead to just a small storage room. It's really nothing, I promise. I was being genuine. But what I will do here, because we're about to get to that 7 o'clock mark, the door to the north, if you pop inside, you'll realize that it has 2 shower stalls, which seem to be just continually going with water. If you take the time to analyze this, you will realize that there is a decanter of endless water that's been set into them, and with some finagling, you're able to remove these 2 decanters.
Yeah, stealing that for sure. These guys like to drink water.
But there are no corks. So they will just be continuously spilling water wherever you go until you find the corks.
Does the
That's not a
warehouse
good
have
idea.
anything that could substitute as a cork?
Nope.
How big's the hole? How big of a cork you need?
The dwarf and also magic-minded individuals will tell you that the cork is not going to be something you can't just substitute it. You have to find the one.
What about a dwarf finger? Like
That's what I was going
Like
to
a dead
chop
dwarf
off
thumb.
a finger, jam it in there.
It'll fit in there for a little while, but the pressure will build up because it's endless water and pop his finger. Pop his little sausage out. But yeah, you'll need.
We know that, then we'll leave it and come back for it.
Yeah. If you find the corks, you'll have something
Benson will want to know about
to
that.
go for it. But that said, that leaves you with either going north in this room and investigating what might be beyond there, which you assume will just be a lead into one of the murder hole rooms, or the double doors to the south. I am going to stop us there, and we will pick up next week, and I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream. Thank you for watching, those who did, and I think I moved off map for a while, so you're probably looking at a black screen for a little while there, but